In today's video, we're going to be looking at ticker symbol SRFM, also known as Surf Air Mobility, and PLTR have just acquired over 4.4 million shares, and we're also going to be looking at other significant catalysts, so stay tuned for details of Surf Air Mobility. For MMTLP, we're going to be looking at a new legal plan for it to trade again and other updates. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, we can see President Trump has surprised the markets late on Thursday with a letter announcing a 35% tariff on Canadian goods. So obviously energy industries such as energy may get some new relief, but this is certainly not good overall for the markets. From CNB, we can see the Dow Jones was dropping 200 points. S&P 500 was also retreating from a record high as Trump is again escalating the trade war. So from Reuters, we can see the Dow Jones also sliding because of the turning up of heat onto Canada. So if we look forward to earnings next week, the ones that we would certainly be looking at include ASML. We also have United, Alcoa, TSMC will be a big one, and also Netflix amongst many others. So shout out to the Discord here in our live trading alert section where we called out some important stocks. One of those included Signing Day Sports, that was up over 200% earlier in the pre-market with significant news in terms of a merger agreement. We also shared news with regard to Levi's, ticker symbol LIVI, up over 10%. They did announce a dividend. We'll share details of that shortly. Also ASTS got approval for FM1, sorry, and that was great news. And we also shared some important insider buys for some of the key stocks. So let's have a look at details of Levi Strauss. Levi Strauss raising their dividend by 7.7% to 14 cents. So great news for shareholders of LEVI. And in terms of the other stock that we called in Discord's SGN, Signing Day Sports up over 200% in pre-market, and that was with a business combination agreement for blockchain. Before we get started, I'd like to take 1 minute of your time to share details of the Trading Secrets Discord. This includes daily stock alerts shared in the pre-market, the weekly watches shared prior to trading on the Monday, the $1 Million Challenge, and much more. So we also have had some tremendous calls in the weekly watch list, as well as the daily stock alerts, and these include LEAES up over 152% on the week, DOMH up over 210% on the week, IGTI up over 77% on the week, and many more. We have a new channel called Top Ranked Stocks DD, and this includes PDF reports which you can download and use for research and due diligence. Obviously you can join us in live trading chat as well. We've just had a $2,000 Discord update which includes breaking news for stocks, including bio stocks, earnings, analyst ratings, Reddit news, why the stock is moving, and much more. And as well as that, you can join us in the famous $1 Million Challenge where we look at compound return investing and 201 trades. And just a reminder of the power of compounding. If you have 1 cent, you double that for 30 days, you would have over $5 million, but we are using a strategy of just a 3.5% return. Let's now have a look at ticker symbol SRFM, also known as Surf Air Mobility, and earlier in our Discord we called this out after news with regard to PLTR acquiring more shares. They have done this quietly and currently holding over 4.4 million shares. So we can see here headline, why is PLTR buying a penny stock that is a flying car startup? So there is a reason. Company owns millions of shares in the $4.50 stock, which is also doing much better today, and PLTR and the analysts do believe that this could go higher. So that was when they acquired it at $4.50. Right now today, the market where we shared this news, it was up over 23% at $9.38, and we can see over the previous 5 days up over 128%. So there was a great chance to get this, as we saw, for a price around about $4, and if you waited earlier prior to July, you could have got this around about June 2025 for close to $2. So we also covered this previously on the channel, so special congratulations to everybody who got in earlier on SRFM. So key date for your diary here from Business Wire with Surf Air Mobility is to present at the Emerging Growth Conference, and the date for this is July the 17th 2025. So keep an eye on that. So quick reminder in terms of profile of the company, this is a Los Angeles based regional air mobility platform and one of the largest commuter airlines in the US by scheduled departures. So it's also one of the largest US operators of the Cessna caravans, and obviously it is growing and developing an AI-powered software platform for the regional air mobility industry. So a great future and potential for SRFM. And we can also see here in terms of the ambitions, it also develops an electric and hybrid propulsion systems for regional aircraft, and it's aimed to stay fully electric for flights of 500 miles or less. So we can also look at other stocks that we called in the Discord, including Joby Aviation, great potential there, and another one regularly featured on the channel, Archer Aviation, as these are traditional commuter airlines with ground transportation options, and obviously SRFM is doing much better right now in terms of momentum. So the key catalyst right now was Palantir. So what was the reason for them doing that? So they did gradually acquire these shares since the previous 15 months, and now holding well over 2 million more shares through a mix of its own funds and being in further equity for its software contributions. They have filed the relevant forms, and in terms of strategy for Palantir, obviously this helps them in terms of a partnership. It helps them to grow alongside SRFM, and in terms of future potential, I think the potential is certainly huge. In terms of data disruption and the long game, Surf Air has already exploded since the Palantir disclosed the equity in the stock, moving from $1.80 we saw right now to trading over $9, and I think more potential certainly to come. So they still have numerous hurdles to clear, and this could make obviously the next leap certainly very important. And that the biggest hurdle is the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA. They have yet to certify hybrid electric powertrains and retrofits, which are a major part of the company's core business. So I think that will be a huge catalyst to make a big breakthrough in the company in terms of the AI and market reactions. Obviously this is certainly fueling a lot of confidence. They earlier raised $27 million with the registered direct offering. Normally that does have a negative impact on the stock, but it puts Surf Air Mobility in a very strong financial position right now. And if we finish off by having a look at the key takeaways, obviously we have the Palantir recent investments. They just added over 1 million shares, the closure of the $27 million offering, the introduction of the AI enabled software, and that's going to enhance efficiency and profitability, and finally operational improvements and internal tech deployment for the transformation plan put Surf Air on the track towards profitability, hopefully within the next few years. Let's have a look at the key updates for MMTLP. The first shout out here is to Gandalf, who's posted with regard to MMTLP, but naked shorting does not exist, which was one of the key topics and questions put out there. But we have a quotation from the Commission. The Commission has repeatedly recognised that the naked short selling can depress stock prices, and the SEC goes even as far as to say there are cases where failed to delivers are greater than the public float. So a number of prominent shills have stated that this is not a thing, but now we have the SEC confirming opposite. Next shout out here to Scott, and who stated with regard to Pete Sessions, obviously he has immunity for his actions in terms of what he does as a congressman. He does not have immunity for fundraising irregularities tied to his actions as a congressman, and we do know that some of the fundraising that he has done, or the donators, certainly seem to be questionable. The FEC docs are the tail of the tape to speak. Obviously he's allegedly had communications with TDA, Schwab, Hilltop, FINRA and the SEC, and this raises serious questions. So he's looking at Texas, and he's basically looking at a strategy here to look at McCabe to open up NextBridge Hydrocarbons books, remove him as the CEO, and obviously have a new CEO to sign the S1 for the SEC and let the cards fall where they may. However, my take on that is, as far as I'm concerned, Greg McCabe also wants to get the S1 done as quickly as possible. I don't think he's personally holding it back, and I think he would jump at the opportunity to do that, and I think it is the SEC that are holding the S1 back. But what Scott goes on to say is that MMTLP can then trade after the new CEO gets the share count from Broadridge via a subpoena or a court order in Texas. I don't think it's been that easy to get the share count. We have been pushing, and many people have tried that, and I certainly think McCabe has also been trying behind the scenes as well, and we certainly have been made aware of some of the letters sent to FINRA and the SEC, but as of yet, no promising outcome. And finally, shout out to Squat Shoes tagging in the Rob Carter show, again saying you did a great job today summarising the potential reasons why the government may not be taking action against for MMTLP. The majority know that nothing about this, including Representative Anne Wagner. Well, she certainly does know more about MMTLP, but she allegedly chooses to ignore MMTLP altogether after repeated attempts to garner her support, and maybe DL Hoskins will act. So we'll have to wait and see, but certainly a lot of obviously double standards from members of the Congress, but we obviously we will not give up. And finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.